What's up guys, Shane here, and today we're taking a look at a modular rebrickable build of the Madrigal House. Well, actually, it's two of them, but let's take a look at it. So I bought two Madrigal houses on eBay, brand new, got them killer deal, because I found this modular house that looked just amazing in the renders. So I was like, you know what, I really want to build that. It'll look really cool in our city. It is 99% done. I'm missing a few of the extra pieces that you have to have. But I want to talk about kind of this modular, a little bit about it. So we'll look at some of the details and go from there. So firstly, this is made by LEGO Modular Buildings on Rebrickable. He's got about a dozen or so different buildings. A lot of them look really cool. And again, this one just really caught my eye when I was just browsing through there a while back. And again, this uses two of the Madrigal sets. So the book is actually quite thick because it's such a small book. It is, how many pages is this? 198 pages. So quite a lot of pages. I have plenty of stickers left over because I ended up only using, I think, 3 of them. I could have used a bunch more of them, but I decided not to. I decided to save them. They might be good for something else. And while this does need the extra pieces to do the sidewalk of the build, it has an absolute ton of leftover pieces, sadly. Good pieces for the most part, but honestly just an absolute ton of extra pieces, a lot of extra door frames and doors, several extra plates that end up get used. So it could have been made a little bit bigger in certain areas, but I see where the part limitation came in, because again, the only thing that was extra was the base plate, the parts for the sidewalk, and then 2 1x4 plates. That was the only extra parts. You could do a lot more with a lot more extra parts, obviously, but again, this still does have quite a few leftover pieces, more than I was hoping from a double build. I was really hoping this was going to be a lot bigger than it actually is, because it looks bigger in the renders. I did do a couple different changes to the build, not many, but just some that just made a little more sense, and also just use up a few more parts, make everything a little more stable, make it look a little better maybe, I'm not sure. But let's take a closer look at the building. All right, so here we have the Madrigal apartment modular building. This is built on a 16 by 32 build plate. I have went ahead and made it into a Mills plate because that's what I use in my little city. It makes them just so much sturdier, and when the kids want to move them around, they can easily pick them up. It does add a little bit of weight, but I have ridiculous amounts of just bricks, and I just had to buy the top plates for these. And then for my bottom base plate, those are knockoff base plates off Amazon. I think it was a pack of like 10 for 20 bucks or 12 for 20 bucks. I don't know, it was super cheap, and I could cut them down very easily. Anyways, here we have the front. So it does have a few of the very noticeable parts from the actual set and from the movie. So you can see all of the angled roof pieces here that are really, again, just kind of indicative to this set and just really make it stand out. Is that not sitting in there right? Oh, there we go. That part was not on all the way. Anyways, but yeah, the roof, this is the same as for the actual set, so he kind of just took that. I added in this little top piece here because I thought it was really cool in the original set, so I just doubled it, put a rainbow on each side, and it's got like a little weather vane up here. I thought that was really cool, so I wanted to add that to this set because again, it just looked really cool. Here in the front, here we've got a nice colorful door, lots of flowers, the trees, you got a palm tree here, and then obviously you have the one that just has an absolute ton of flowers in there. But again, the brickwork looks really good, using different colors of bricks. Each of the different rooms are different colors, which makes it very unique. Okay, and now we're going to spin around to the back. Now again, the back as well has those same angular roof pieces on there. Has the same flowers, has a different tree here in the back, so I added some butterflies that wasn't in the original set, and I added some more flowers that were kind of left over. Has a little eating area right here, which I ended up doubling up with the arches because there was a bunch of these arches left over, and then there was a few more arches left over, so I went ahead and put them over here with some of the extra slopes and some of the extra tiles to go ahead and just make it kind of like a fenced in area for the porch, and then kind of can go out the back. It's kind of like if you had a park or just something else in the back, you could have that. I went ahead and put some of the minifigures in there as well. It comes, because it's 2 sets, there's double minifigures, so I only put in 1 of each of them. Also comes with this wee little dog down here. But yeah, very cool looking from the outside, lots of colors. I mean, this is like an incredibly colorful set to add to your city. So now let's start taking a look at some of the different buildings in this set. Okay, so this actually is a total of 5 different buildings. So you have the first floor, and then the purple, the kind of lime green, the bright lime green, and then like the pink and brown. So we'll take off the pink and brown, and it just comes off, and these are each individual sections. Now this one, there are no details. I just went ahead, there was just the 2, they put 2 of the candles in there, and then I added in 1 of the presents up in there, kind of like it's like a storage area. But this modular building also has no access, like there's no minifigure way for minifigures to get from room to room or anything like that. This piece also is not the best. That is that one, and then we have the kind of like the steeple top one. This one has no details in it at all, so it definitely could do some of that. It does have like the nice roof part there, and you can kind of see, so this is the inside, doesn't get seen, just had to use up some of those extra masonry bricks. Kind of a shame because masonry bricks are so good to use in other builds. And then just has all shutters on this side, but this is more kind of like a tower, not really where a minifigure would live or anything like that. Then we have one of the bedrooms. So this is the, again, the lime green room. You can see there is a bed in there with a little side table, and one of the cloud pieces is used as a rug in there. The set did not have the sticker on here, so I went ahead and put that on in this room so that it has that. But yeah, it's just a little bedroom. It's got some nice windows on either side. All the shutters are able to be opened, so you definitely could also do that just to add a little bit of variety. Obviously these front ones, these don't open, but the double shutters do open. All right, then we have the pink bedroom. So this one, again, also I put a sticker on the tile there, but again, it's very similar to the bedroom. Has a rug, has a cup holder, or has a cup on the nightstand there. But again, this one is detailed with a lot of flowers on there, and I went and added some of the butterflies as well on there. And yeah, so that's a good one. And now for the actual building itself. So here we have the kitchen area. So a little stove, a sink, a little thing in the side there, probably just like some type of decoration or whatnot. Okay, and then here we have the, what's it called? It's the record player. That's the same one that's in the set. It uses a mine hat for the speaker part of it, which is really cool. Over here, we just have like a dresser. We have a Technic piece right there with an umbrella in it. We kind of get a better look here of the front, how they did the archway and the different masonry bricks. The way that the trees are attached just off the building there, you know, keeps the plate. I haven't added any jumpers to this yet, but I will add a couple jumpers here to be able to pose minifigures in the front. And again, the spots right there where there's studs and here, those are for 1x2 dark bluish gray, and I am all out. So I am, as soon as those come in, I will be able to finish that off, and I'll add 1 flat silver plate over towards the side a little bit for the drain. Here you just have another different look at the kitchen in there. Again, there's the umbrella. Kind of see the front door. The doors are really nice. I like the doors on here. Then we come here to the back some more. Again, I just added a bunch of different food items. There's chicken, there's an egg, there's some ice cream or cotton candy, a couple cups. This green crystal is there. There's the little puppy. There's a tree growing here at the back and lots of flowers, butterflies on it. And then here you have grandma, the rest of the minifigures here. But even the back window looks really good. And again, the back door archway is the same as the front door archway. But yeah, not a bad little build. But overall, it's not a bad little build. The instructions were pretty good. There's only a few parts where a few pieces were out of place. Like I knew the part went there because it was the same as a previous part on a different, at an earlier step. but it was just missing, and then like 15, 20 steps later, that part shows up that needs to be like wedged in somewhere. Like, okay, well, thankfully, again, I've kind of figured out what went there. Otherwise, you'd have to disassemble part of what you did and then go back 20 steps, add that part in, and then try to piece everything back on. Again, there's a lot of part constraints on this kind of build, especially the builds that people make modular, so front and the back to it, and make it fit on a build plate. When the original set was, this wide, it was like 32 studs wide, but it was open back. So it was, again, a different, there's definitely other ways to do this. This is not the only one. There's a few other alternate builds, I believe, for this set out there. But it's definitely something to consider if you want to do this. Maybe you want to build kind of the original one and then just add a back to it and make a more like a corner plate, or at least having a 32 by 16 if you have like an alleyway or something like that, that you have just some smaller buildings that you like to put on there that are just thinner as well. You also could definitely shrink this down to a 16 by 16 plate. It would be a little bit tough. You'd lose the back porch, but you easily could just shift this whole thing forward and lose the sidewalk, or just have a little bit of sidewalk, especially if you do modular road plates where you add sidewalk on. I do not with my Mills plated road plates. I just Mills plate those and put them right in, and I have the sidewalks for each of the modular buildings on their build plates. That's just personal preference for our little city that we do here, but it's definitely an option that you could explore if that is something that you would like to do. So yeah, again, not too bad if you can pick this set up for pretty cheap. It's honestly a really nice build. There are, a fair bit of stickers, not a ton, but there are a fair bit. I don't believe there's any printed part, or there is. The printed parts are her accordion, and I think that's it. There's 2 1x2 tiles that have a print on them. I don't think anything else does. But overall, again, it's definitely a fun build if you want to get one. If you have a Encanto fan in your family, definitely worth the build to pick up for them, because I think they'll really like it for the different rooms and whatnot that are in there. All right, I've gone on long enough. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, I'll put some links down below where you can pick this up. Again, otherwise, check on eBay. You can definitely get this set for pretty cheap. Still, because it was not a very popular set. A lot of the princess ones really aren't, but they eventually become expensive. But right now, they're not too bad. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys real soon with another build. Happy building, and I'll see you next time.